Hey everyone, this is Billy. How you guys doing today? We got a pretty day out today. I'm in my normal spot, the gazebo, here again at the walking track. And what I want to do is here in a few days. I've been thinking about my channel now. I'm kind of done experimenting. Basically, the last couple weeks have been experiments to see what I can do and what I can't do, and what kind of videos I want to do. So I decided here in the next few days I'm going to put a format out that explain what kind of videos my channel has and what to expect on what days, so that if you like a certain kind of video, you can go and see that video, or you know what days that video is going to come out. So I'm going to do that here in the next few days. I'll do like a format video. But today I'm just doing a regular WWE vlog. This is last couple weeks I've been reviewing Raw, and as much as I like to review Raw, the fact is, the matter is, I don't take notes, and I don't have any notes with me when I come out to walk, so I'm kind of just winging it. So I decided to just kind of, on these wrestling vlogs, I'll tell you my general thoughts on Raw. Like this week's Raw I thought was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like anything super extraordinary, but I think we had some pretty cool moments, and it was better than some of the average Raws, so I thought it was a pretty good show. But other than that, I really don't have much to say about it. What I did want to talk about, though, is I wanted to talk about The Undertaker, because it's kind of getting towards the end of his career, and I just kind of worry about how his story is going to end. I mean, here's the thing with me and The Undertaker is, the fact is, I grew up with the guy. I mean, I grew up watching his matches, watching him since first match I've seen his WrestleMania 7 match, but the first match I really, took note of him was his WrestleMania 8 match against Jake the Snake Roberts, because at the time, Jake the Snake was my favorite wrestler, and Jake hit that first DDT, and I thought the match was over, and then Undertaker sits up, and then he gets hit with another DDT. Undertaker sits up, and it was just that day I was like, wow. I don't know. I mean, I know people talk about no selling and how terrible it is, but with Undertaker's gimmick, man, it's like it just fit his gimmick so well that like no sell just about everything. It was pretty fun. It was just, to me, when I was a kid, man, I just wanted to see what kind of finishers the Undertaker get hit by and just like get up from. It was just, I just loved him. I just loved watching him. And now, as a kid, you grow up, and eventually it comes to the time, wrestling fans, we all have our favorite wrestlers we grow up with, and then it comes to the point that wrestler isn't around, and I think a lot of us thought Undertaker would have been gone by now. Like, he wouldn't even be mentioned. But 25 years later, man, the dude's still kicking, and he's still having matches, and we're still talking about storylines today, and that's pretty awesome to me. But at the same time, you got fans who are like, you can't depend on the old guys anymore. It's all about the new talent and stuff like that. And in some cases that's true, but when you grow up on someone and to still see him do his thing, it's amazing. But that's it, though, man. I mean, at some point he's got to retire, and this storyline they're doing with Shane McMahon, it's because a lot of people speculate that WrestleMania 32 was going to be Undertaker's last WrestleMania. It's in his home state of Texas, and he gets to battle one last time in front of his home crowd. And I think, like most people, or at least I know some people, really wanted to see Undertaker's last match be with John Cena, because even though him and John Cena had a match before, it was so long ago, and at a B show pay-per-view that who even remembers it? I remember it a little bit, but that's because YouTube and stuff like that. I caught it. I actually caught the match on YouTube. I didn't actually see the pay-per-view live. But it's just, so I think a lot of us wanted to see that final match would be with John Cena, and it's a shame that John Cena got injured this year, because of all the WrestleManias that needed John Cena, this was the WrestleMania. I know a lot of people are cringing at me right now, like, John Cena, I hate John Cena, but If you know what's best for business, John Cena would have been great at this pay-per-view, but unfortunately, he's not going to be at this Mania. So now we get Undertaker with Shane McMahon. And I just started thinking about, like, if this is the end of the Undertaker's career, like, this is not exactly the match I want him to go out on, because this storyline is really based on that, maybe the Undertaker should lose, because the Undertaker is, going up against Shane McMahon for the control of the company. And I started thinking about it more, and I thought, what would be an interesting twist, and something I've always wanted is maybe seeing the Undertaker as an authority, like as the new authority in WWE. Now, I know in a lot of ways it wouldn't work, and that's because of his character, but could you see it? Like, let's say, like, Undertaker says, hey, look, Vince, I'll go ahead and I'll put your son out of his misery, but if I beat your son at WrestleMania, then I get a match. Right after the match against your son at WrestleMania, I get a match against you. And if I beat you, I get control of Monday Night Raw. And then have the Undertaker kind of come out and be like an authority figure on Raw. And that's kind of something I've always wanted to see. I always kind of had this vision in my head that, like, Undertaker owns like half the stock of WWE anyways. That's why he was always so loyal, because he owns part of the company. And then, like, Undertaker comes out eventually and says, look, I'm putting my stock up now. I'll show you who the real authority is. And he takes over. I don't know how that would work. You'd almost have to humanize the Undertaker, turn him kind of back into a slight version of the American Badass Undertaker in order to kind of pull it off. But, that's just something, because the sad thing is with the Undertaker gimmick, when the Undertaker first appeared, he appeared mysteriously. Nobody knew who he was. His very first match was at Survivor Series as a mystery partner, and nobody knew him. It was like his first appearance ever in the WWE. And then he went on, just as mysterious as could be, and then he disappears mysterious, reappears mysterious. So you kind of figure that at the end of his gimmick, he's just going to disappear mysteriously and we'll never see him again. But I kind of hope that, just because the Undertaker wrestler character is done, why do we have to be done with the Undertaker completely? I mean, I know eventually he has to stop wrestling because of his health and because of, it just be his time, but it doesn't mean it has to be the last we see of the Undertaker. I mean, he could be taking part in authority. He could, I don't know, he'd be want to go on and help train at NXT, but if that's what he wants to do, because I know he likes helping wrestlers out and stuff like that, But I just hope, just because the Undertaker's wrestling careers might be coming to an end soon, that's not the last we see of him. And I don't know if we should humanize him more so that he can come and do bigger roles in the company, or if he's always just going to be that dark character that appears and reappears whenever he wants. I don't know, but I really hope, this WrestleMania isn't his last one, because I really think, the marquee match, if you want to sell out an arena for WrestleMania, just tell people it's the Undertaker's very last match, that he's not coming back after this, and put him up against someone like John Cena or even Roman Reigns. I actually thought maybe because John Cena's gone and Roman Reigns is becoming the new guy, they might want to put Roman against the Undertaker, but I guess Triple H is all over that. I don't know. I'm not excited about the Triple H Roman Reigns thing. It's, Roman Reigns came back last night. He was like, "Oh man," and just attacked Triple H, and it was stupid. But it was classic wrestling, I guess. But I'm just kind of concerned about how they're going to end the Undertaker off, because this storyline should not be his final storyline that he's involved in. Could you imagine if this is the storyline that the Undertaker goes out on? How kind of, it's kind of cool. It's for control of the company, but in a lot of ways, it's anticlimactic. Really, Shane's going to be the one that retires the Undertaker? Really? Shane McMahon. I'm not saying Shane ain't a great wrestler and all, but think about all the great iconic wrestlers that could be the one that, even like, say, a new guy like Roman Reigns, or, or even like a Finn Balor, or whoever you want to put in that spot. Just think of, some of the big wrestlers they have today that could really benefit from being the Undertaker's very last opponent, win or lose. You know, I think John Cena would be the best choice if he ever, you know, comes back from his injury. But, you know, I just don't know, man. I just if this is Undertaker's last storyline, it kind of sucks. I'm just telling you. I mean, if this was like 5 years ago they were doing this storyline with the Undertaker, I'd be, you know, fine, because I know there was at least going to be a couple more WrestleManias afterwards, you know. But with us not knowing, you know, if this is Undertaker's last WrestleMania or not, it just, this being his final storyline kind of bums me out. So, and I was also, I never got to talk about this when it actually happened, because I wasn't making videos at the time, but I was one of those people that got really, really bummed when the streak was ended. So I did not like the whole thing with Brock Lesnar breaking the streak. I did like, though, I will say this, though. I didn't like how Brock Lesnar broke the streak, but I did like his match at Hell in a Cell this past year with Undertaker, because, you know, if Undertaker was going to go out in any way, I don't ever like seeing the Undertaker lose, because I'm just, you know, kid in me just doesn't want to see Undertaker lose. But I had to admit, out of all the matches Undertaker's ever lost, that was kind of one of my favorite endings to a match, the way Brock Lesnar beat him, because that whole storyline was just about it wasn't even about Undertaker or Brock Lesnar. It was about the nut shot here around the world. That's all it was. It was the storyline of a nut shot, and that's all that feud was between Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. And kind of go a little off point, I thought it was funny when like a few weeks ago on Raw, like when they first announced that Brock Lesnar was fighting Dean Ambrose, it's like ask all the announcers kept going off, so ask this person about how he felt, ask Big Show, ask the Undertaker what it was like to fight fight Brock Lesnar. And I could just imagine Dean Ambrose walking up to the Undertaker and says, "All right, Undertaker, what's it like to fight Brock Lesnar?" He's like, "Yeah, I just kicked him in the nuts." He's like, "All right, good." And then, like, at the end of that whole like little thing, Dean Ambrose hits him in the nuts. So I just thought that was funny. When they kept going off with it, ask the Undertaker what it was like to fight Brock Lesnar. Undertaker's like, "I just hit him in the nuts," you know. But yeah. But anyway, so I like that. I like that whole storyline and stuff like that. So. But it was just a funny storyline to me. It was like cranky old Undertaker, but it was funny. It was enjoyable little rivalry between Brock Lesnar and the Undertaker. Not the one from WrestleMania, but the one that happened from SummerSlam and Hell in a Cell. I like those two matches, but I didn't really care much for the WrestleMania match. I didn't care how it ended either. So that's just my thoughts on it. I guess we couldn't have that feud, this past year's feud, if it wasn't for the breaking in the streak. But I still didn't want to see the streak end. But that's just me holding on to my childhood, I guess. But anyways, that's all I gotta say. That's all I wanted to talk about on this video, is talk about The Undertaker. Again, I'm gonna do a format video later on. Tomorrow should be a weight loss vlog. I should actually get my weight tomorrow, so I'll tell you how much I weigh, and I'll talk about all the things I've done. And then I'll got another video Thursday, and then Friday I'm gonna do a format video. And then Saturday I may do a video, I may not. I'm already giving my format now. But I'll go more into it later. All right, bye.